2.
ASCO 24 just took place. I was here in San Francisco, and in the next 15 minutes, we're going to go over the most important data, most important disclosure that took place. Our goal is going to be to make that 15 minutes as valuable for you as a post-ASCO review. Bonjour, this is Bruno Larvol with the Larvol Group. We're a data and software company focusing on cancer data. And my two colleagues with me, Judith Pérez and Mark Gramling, are going to go over the data now.
I believe that's my cue. Hello, everyone out there on the interwebs. We're just going to take a super quick 10, 12-minute look at, CLIN in general, and then hone down on some of the most reacted to trials and disclosures from GU, as Bruno already set up. So without further ado, which I think is a French word that Bruno would be better at than me, just a quick joke, let's get right to it. So here, just to triangulate the audience, if you are a CLIN user, if you have CLIN credentials, and anyone listening, please reach out to us if you would be interested in. You'll be able to see all of our analytics for the top trials. So I believe my colleague Judith has already drilled down to ASCO GU in and amongst the top conferences we cover. And maybe just to, I want to come back to this slide, Judith, but maybe just to click through the different analytics that we have on the conferences. I'd love to show that quickly, and then let's jump back to the trial focus analytics. And maybe, so I don't talk too much, Judith, which you know I do sometimes. Could you just quickly highlight what the elements of these analytics are? And then let's go back to the first screen.
Sure. Okay, thank you. So in these other analytics, we are seeing how the DOLs and QOLs that we track have been interacting with all the trials, which are how many tweets have they posted on ASCO GU, and which is their sentiment about all those tweets. So if they are positively commenting, negatively commenting, or more neutral comments on there. Then we may have also the companies that, let me see here. Yes, you have everything here. The companies with the number of tweets associated to those companies, along with then the assets and the number of abstracts that have been published on ASCO GU regarding those assets, as well as the MOAs and diseases associated to those abstracts. In addition, as you can compare with previous years, the data, so how many abstracts were published in ASCO GU 2024, 23, and 2022 in the different cancer types, as well as, if you go backwards, to the MOAs and products. So where is the interest right now?
I think the interest, since we're just post ASCO GU, let's go back to the first analytic and see the top responses to by trial. That should be back to the beginning. So as is already stated, we use technology and also curation to annotate the sentiment, if you will, here. So in and amongst the 3,000 plus oncologists, are they reacting positively, negatively, or just sending out social posts that are neutral? A upcoming feature that I guess should be the theme for today, an upcoming feature that will be on CLIN soon, is also adding practice impact as sentiment. So not only will we have these, that's the key development that should be out in a couple of days. So I say that should be the theme. What were the potentially practice impacting disclosures for the top trials here? There's, I think, the most buzz, as you can see, just by the graph, of course, would be Keynote 564, which is an adjuvant Pembro. Just calling a couple others out from memory. I think that GETUG trial was a dose escalation, I think, radiotherapy trial. Yes. Hope I'm not misspeaking there. And then Ambassador was in muscle. That was in muscle invasive urothelial. Yes. But when it comes to practice So those all have a lot of buzz, all obviously merit going through the tweets. But since we have the biggest bar, let's go right to Keynote 864, which was, some might say, the data, being the star of the show. So let's maybe cruise around, Judith, and obviously this is an adjuvant monopembro in clear cell renal. So let's maybe, just as an example, we don't need to read through all the tweets, but let's go to see if we can find a lot of positive reactions here, and just pause for a second so the people in the studio audience can take a look. Maybe what's one that jumps out to you, Judith, as we're going through some of these reactions?
Yes, in here indeed, I stopped. We have a practice changing tagged tweet. So suggesting a potential shift in medical setting. So present version randomized study, advantage of this adjuvant treatment. And if we keep scrolling, we could see, again, as you were saying, lots of positive comments and a couple more practice changing. Let's get to some of them. Okay, so we have another one in here, a big one. Just, sure.
No, please, if you could, anything that jumps out of that.
Yes, there's another practice changing here tweet, which again states this potential shift in practice changing. So,
and I realized I misspoke earlier, as you can see, because it's right in front of your eyeballs if you're watching. So we have this feature here in terms of the annotation of the tweets, but of course we need to update the analytics, which is where we started. So you can click through that, and we're doing a lot of developments to make it. There's a lot of great ideas, such as looking at the positives and negatives next to each other and different ways to view this data. So maybe to highlight it, so this is what you can do with the analytics. This is what came out of GU, and a lot of positivity around Keynote 564. Just to square the circle, maybe we could fire 564 into the search bar on CLIN over on the trials page, and just quickly highlight some of the other data elements that CLIN is built around. So if you're familiar with CLIN, we're all about pulling all of the public data and digitizing that data as well. And so just to see things a little differently, you can start with tweets, but you can also drill down into the system and see preview images, see digitized data. So quickly, we can, in the very bottom right, for anyone who was in attendance for this presentation, the bottom right preview slide is actually showing the DFS and OS benefit, DFS was the primary endpoint of the trial. And quickly, you could actually shift over on CLIN, and maybe I'll let you show and describe what you're doing, Judith. If you could show the KM plot quickly, and then our producer may be telling us we're short on time. So we'll go fast, and there you go. That was quick.
No.
So in brief, what we're looking at here is what our team does to extract this data and put in a common data model. So you can see just right after the conference, not only can you preview maybe images, or maybe you already have seen the slides, but immediately after conferences like ASCO GU and any major oncology conference, we digitize all of that data so you can pull all of the different Kaplan-Meier curves in one space for your view. So that is sort of the broad strokes of what we saw with GU, and honing in on the Keynote study 564 especially. And I think we've covered all of our bases there, but maybe Judith, anything I forgot, or we want to take a gander at another buzzworthy trial?
We could take a look at another trial. Nonetheless, also to note that other digitized curves from other years could be pasted in there, so we keep track of all the data that was presented at other conferences or published in other in different journals. So let's go back to ASCO GU and to the analytics with all the top trials based on tweets. So in here, we could also have a look to the G2R, as Mark was saying, that was radiation related. And here we get to see other tweets that are related to the trial with some both negative and positive comments on that, both on the cost, but also on the results gotten there.
Yeah, we certainly don't. It's you don't want to call out individuals if maybe their view is negative, but those are common things that you will see sometimes, of course.
Yeah.
People having questions about adverse events rates, especially high grade. Cost is off the theme here as well. But that's what you can see in the red, which I guess in and amongst our whole universe, we didn't see any negativity around the first trial, which is rare because it's hard to gain consensus sometimes. But there you go. Excellent. And just as a final, comment here, if you notice, there's a lot of share features that we've built in. So you may be seeing, if you follow us, this is an internal tool that we use. If you follow us on social media, you'll see a lot of posts similar to what you're seeing here. So please follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter are probably the easiest places to find us. And you can find links to this type of analytic to explore yourself. But obviously, in addition to that, we'd hope you find us on social media. Maybe you could ping us on LinkedIn if you're out there and you're interested in learning more about CLIN, learning about getting access to this tool. Maybe we could think about trialing it out, and we could meet with you and see what you like about CLIN. All of those are on the table, so please don't hesitate to find us on social and reach out to us as well. But that's my final thought, Bruno. I was just about to take it back over to you.
The next one we do is going to be AACR. Is that right?
That sounds right. Yes.
That's right. Okay. And one final word. I've got my marketing hat on. This is our official color and our mascot on my cap. So, and here we are. No other vendors have that data. They might have opinions about what were the most important trials. It's their opinion, but we have tallied. It's not our opinion. This is data from a qualified list of top voices in oncology, and I'm very proud of it. So this is not our opinion. This is the data about where the buzz is, a qualified buzz, the commentaries on these disclosures at ASCO GU. On that note, thank you for listening. We hope that you join us again. Thank you very much, Judith. Thank you, Mark. And to our producer over there, thank you as well, Shahir.